ADOS community, I've said it time and time again. The Democrats cannot win the election without a percentage of the black vote. It's impossible. So if the Democrats want our vote, the Democrats have to give us what we want, and that's reparations. So it's plain and goddamn simple. If you want to win the election and you want Trump out of office, give us reparations. We want reparations assessed fairly and accurately, and we want direct payouts of reparations. Cut the damn check. If you don't give us reparations, you're going to lose the election. And Republican after Republican will win the White House election year after election year until you give us what we want. See, the Democrats aren't even talking about reparations. They're busy giving gays reparations through the Pride Act. They're busy giving illegals free health care. And that's bullshit. Because we built the country. Gays did not build America. Illegal immigrants did not build America. Immigrants didn't build America. America was built by the hand of slaves. ADOS built America. Cut the goddamn check. So none of the Democratic candidates, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, the one that said a check for what? Remember that? None of them are talking about reparations. The only person that's talking about reparations is Marianne Williamson. And this video is not intended to disparage or subvert her candidacy or her campaign. Because I think that Marianne Williamson is a viable candidate. I think she's articulate. I think she's charismatic. I think she's altruistic. And I agree with a lot of shit that she says. But this video is a critique of her reparations plan. I want to make that clear because her numbers are too low. The numbers that she is proposing for reparations, which is $200 to $500 billion, is a drop in a bucket to what economists are estimating. So I'm critiquing her reparations plan. And I found a few articles through research because I research shit. I don't just put shit out there. I'm going to read through one of the articles that I found, and I'm going to post the other articles. I'm going to post a link to the articles in the description box so that you can read through them for yourself. The article that I'm going to read now is found on the New Republic. So this is economists that are estimating what reparations should be. And they're saying that it should be in the trillions, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and delve into the article. Then we're going to read the article about Marianne Williamson. Larry Neal, an economist at the University of Illinois, calculated the difference between the wages that slaves would have received from 1620 to 1840, minus estimated maintenance costs spent by slave owners, and reached a total of $1.4 trillion in 1983 dollars. At an annual rate of interest of 5%, that's more than 6.5 trillion in 2014 just for lost wages. In a separate estimate in 1983, James Marchetti calculated it at 2.1 trillion, equal to $10 trillion today. In 1989, economists Bernadette Schacher and Gerald Udensky estimated that labor market discrimination between 1929 and 1969 cost Black Americans $1.6 trillion. These estimates don't include the physical harms of slavery, lost educational and wealth building opportunities, or the cost of the discrimination that persists today. But it's clear the magnitude of reparations would be in the trillions of dollars. For perspective, the federal government last year spent $3.5 trillion and GDP was at $16.6 trillion. I have another article that I found on Newsweek that estimates that reparations should be in excess of $14 trillion. I'm going to post that link in the description box. So I'm going to read an article that I found on The Hill. The title of the article is Williamson Unveils Reparations Plan. Let's delve into the article. Democratic presidential candidate Marianne Williamson on Wednesday unveiled her plan to pay reparations to descendants of slaves. allotting between 200 billion and 500 billion over 20 years. Where is she getting her numbers from, y'all? Is she getting this from an economist? Is she getting these numbers from a historian? Where is she getting these numbers from? That's what we got to ask. And over 20 years, these numbers are a drop in a bucket, ADOS. I've read some of y'all comments. You know, some of y'all said that we can negotiate the amounts, that this is a starting point. Let me ask you this. Why do we always get the low ball? Why do we always get the cheap offers? Why do we always get the crumbs, ADOS? No, if you're going to come to us with a reparations plan, it should be assessed fairly and accurately and professionally by an economist. Marianne Williamson is not an economist. She is an author. So where are these numbers being derived from? Who is advising her? That's my question. Williamson said she plans to create a reparations commission to best distribute the money across education, infrastructure, and projects dedicated to black communities. So who's going to be on this commission? Al Sharpton? Elijah Cummings? Who's going to be on this commission, y'all? And why do black people always need advisement on how to appropriate funds? Why do we always need commissions? They didn't do that for the Native Americans. They didn't do that for the Jews. They didn't do that for the gays with the Pride Act. There's nothing in there that says anything about a commission or a committee. It says nothing. They didn't do that for the Japanese. Why do black people always need people to think for us, to advise us on how to manage our money? This is a debt that you owe us. I don't agree with this commission shit. No, pay us the goddamn check. Give us direct payouts, plain and goddamn simple. The author and upstart candidate contends that having reparations for descendants of slavery is the next step following ending slavery and passing civil rights legislation. We have not yet fully done all that is morally incumbent upon us to do in order to heal this ugly wound, she said in a statement. Williamson said the council will be made up of upwards of 50 members who would all be descendants of slaves with some scholarly, cultural, or political connection to the issue of reparations. No economists, no historians. No, I don't see any of that in this commission. And I disagree with it. Cut that shit out. We don't need that shit. Williamson pointed to the 40 acres and a mule promise made to slaves during Reconstruction, which never came to fruition as a reason behind a need for reparations. She made clear that the council and not the federal government would determine how to best spend the money. The reparations plan will not erase the history of slavery in America, nor of its ugly aftermath. It is obviously only one part of a multi-dimensional healing process, Williamson said, but it will go far, ending a painful, horrific chapter in American history and will give future generations of Americans a chance to begin again on a ground of genuine reconciliation. Reparations have been one of the focal points of Williamson's campaign, as she has mentioned it at both rounds of Democratic debates. ADOS, I don't like this plan. Number one, the numbers are too low. Number two, I don't like the fact that she's building a commission. They don't do that for other groups. When they wanted to give reparations to the Japanese, the Native Americans, the Jews, the gays, they give them direct payouts. They don't build no commission team. They don't do none of this shit. They don't build a council. None of that. No, they assess what's needed and they estimate it fairly and accurately. They don't lowball them. They give them the accurate figures, qualified by economists and qualified individuals, and they give them what they owe them. America owes us in excess of $20 trillion. If you are serious, Marianne Williamson, of closing and filling the racial wealth gap, that number of the $200 to $500 billion needs to go up in the trillions. So what we need to do is we need to flood her emails. We need to find out how we can contact her campaign. If she wants our support, that number has to go up. If it does not go up, unfortunately, I can't offer her my support because this number is entirely too low. The days of us accepting crumbs, accepting low offers, accepting, the cheapest offers are over. Come correct. Give us a qualified expert estimate. It will be reviewed, and then we will follow up with you after you provide us with an accurate figure. So that's all I got to say. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. I look forward to hearing your comments about this subject. But I appreciate all your support. And as always, thank you for allowing me to share my views. Have a great day.